Ayo, I think Kanye West might be proving something that a lot of people don't want to admit. And no, this is not a video of me defending Kanye. It's not a video of me agreeing with Kanye either. It's about neither one of those. But the last few years, every time Kanye's name came up, the conversation always sounded the same. It was Kanye's done. Nobody's going to work with him. That type. You feel me?
The British government has announced a travel ban denying entry to controversial U.S. rapper Kanye West, who's now known as Ye. This follows a growing backlash after Ye was slated to headline the Summer Music Festival in London. Critics cite his past anti-Semitic remarks and celebration of Nazism. And the CBC's Mark Carcassol is following the story. And so, Mark, what do we know about this travel ban on Kanye West?
Andrew, specifically, Kanye West in the past has said that he admires Adolf Hitler. He called himself a Nazi. He sold merchandise that had swastikas on it. He even recorded a song called Heil Hitler. So you can understand why people were very upset about the idea of him headlining this festival over 3 days in July, the Wireless Festival. He applied to enter the UK in advance for those performances yesterday. There was heavy criticism of that move. There were many calls on the UK government to ban him from coming into the country. Earlier today, the decision was made by the Home Office to stop Kanye West from entering the country. In consequence of that, the representatives of the festival have canceled the festival entirely. Here's a statement from Festival Republic, the organizers of Wireless Festival. As with every Wireless Festival, multiple stakeholders were consulted in advance of booking Ye, and no concerns were highlighted at the time. Anti-Semitism in all its forms is abhorrent, and we recognize the real and personal impact these issues have had. Kanye West himself issued a statement a little earlier in the day before the travel ban went into place. He wrote, quote, "My only goal is to come to London and present a show of change, bringing unity, peace, and love through my music. I would be grateful for the opportunity to meet with members of the Jewish community in the UK in person to listen." Now, the group specifically he was looking to meet with was the Board of Deputies of British Jews. In the last hour, I spoke to a representative of that group who says that they were willing to meet with Kanye West on the condition that he not headline this festival.
This Turkey concert is going to be the biggest ticketed rap event ever. 120 something thousand people. 120 something thousand people are booking flights to see Kanye perform. If somebody can still do that, hey, you're not canceled. You're not canceled. You're just not accepted by certain people. Those are two different things. You feel me? Those are two completely different things. And a lot of these companies that walked away from Kanye, they got real money. But those 122,000 tickets sold, they got money too. And they want to see Kanye. So businesses don't work off of feelings. You work off of risk. So if you cost them money, they leave. If you make them money, they stay. Simple, right? I think this concert is about influence. And I don't mean influence like social media influence or trending topics type influence. Influence is getting somebody off of the couch. Can you make somebody leave their house? Can you make them spend money? Can you make them travel? Can you make them show up? That's a different level. And Kanye still got it. Now, maybe that's why people get so emotional talking about him. I don't know. But if he really was finished, then why are we still talking about him? You're watching this. I'm talking about him right now. If nobody cared, there wouldn't be 120,000 people expected to show. If he wasn't relevant anymore, well, no. I mean, 120,000 people wouldn't show up if he wasn't relevant. Bottom line. And nobody argues about the people that they don't care about. Nobody spends years discussing something or somebody that doesn't matter. And you can love him or you can hate him, but that's Kanye. I feel like that's been Kanye now for the last decade. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Let me know.
Kanye's always been a guy or an artist who's pushed the boundaries. We all remember George Bush doesn't care about black people. He's said a lot of wild things over the years, the Taylor Swift incident. There's different things that have happened where he's pushed the boundaries. But over these last 3 years, I think he pushed the boundaries a little bit too far.
Now, in January, West took out a full-page ad in the Wall Street Journal apologizing to both the Jewish and black communities for his behavior, saying that this is all a part of his bipolar disorder, that he has mental illness, and that he is committing himself to therapy. Some have criticized that apology because it came shortly before the release of his latest album. They say it's nothing more than a PR damage control type move. Regardless, there are those, though, who are willing to separate the art and the artist. Just last week, there were 2 sold-out shows that Kanye performed in front of a total of over 150,000 people at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. He made $33 million for those 2 shows.
The concert's bringing in tourist money. The entire country is preparing for the concert. The hotels are ready, the restaurants, Ubers, transportation, vendors, everybody, the entire country is going to eat. And that's why this conversation is bigger than Kanye. Because eventually somebody's going to ask the question, at what point does business start looking the other way? Not because they forgive you or not because they agree with you, but because the money is just too damn loud. Like it just makes sense. People get blackballed all the time, and then out of nowhere, they're up again. And now everybody remembers how to answer your phone call all of a sudden when you're back up. Now, I'm not saying that is Kanye, but money makes conversations change. And if this concert ends up being as big as I think it will be, then the conversation around Kanye will be, can somebody be culturally rejected and still commercially unstoppable? I don't know. But we're going to find out sooner than later. So this might be one of the biggest tests we've ever seen in what being canceled actually means. But I want to know what y'all think. If this concert becomes the biggest ticketed rap event ever, what does it prove? That Kanye was never canceled? Or that money eventually talks louder than everything else? Let me know. Because honestly, I don't think the industry even knows the answer yet.